Welcome to my YouTube channel where we demonstrate and discuss everything related to theatrical and entertainment production crafts. Please subscribe to get the latest updates, posts, and demonstrations. While I will focus primarily on safety in the shops and comprehensive training and operating procedures for tools and machinery, I'll also demonstrate and discuss practical applications like flat and platform construction, scene painting, and more. If you'd like to see something specific, please let me know in the comments. Once again, please subscribe and power up the alert bell to get the most up-to-date notifications about new content. All right, we're going to do the next level of brick on this. These two panels have been base coated and they are ready for the first texture coat. And the texture coat, I'm going to use 3 colors here and kind of do an intermediate blend of 2 or 3 of them on each brick. Each brick is a unique brick. If you look at the sample, the bricks sometimes have a primary of one color, they sometimes have a primary of another color, or they have a mixture of 2 or more of them. And we need to think like the brick wall and make each individual brick individual and unique without creating patterns. So that means I don't want to go every other one with a particular style. I need to continually assess what's around me, what's happening, which bricks are happening with which colors, which bricks are layering in which way, and continue to make it looking random and erratic and looking like the walls and surfaces that we would normally see. So I'm going to do that. I also need to keep in mind that each of these bricks, although this is all one extruded surface, each of these bricks is representing a single brick. So that means I need to get on the sides of all of each individual brick so that I can get into all of the grooves and paint all of the bricks individually. I'm going to use 1 sponge per color. That way I can have some control over my colors. If I try to mix up the sponges and put them into different colors, I'm going to basically be blending all 3 colors into 1 color over the course of my technique. All of these sponges have one surface that's fairly rounded. I want to avoid some of that consistency, and I want to get more of this erratic texture. And that first color looks a little bit watery compared to the others. But I'm going to do a light blend. It's not going to take much time at all. And I get it in the cracks to make sure I'm not leaving anything. And that is a good 1 brick with the 2 colors. And every brick I make, I have to make decisions based upon what's happening around it. I don't want to have one of the darker colors dominate. I don't need the brick to be consistent because sometimes there's a dark spot on the brick and then there's light spots as well. So I have a lot of variety here just with these 3 colors. And as I was mixing my colors, I was thinking maybe I needed a 4th. But I'm going to start with 3 because that's complex enough. Try to keep the dark off of this brick. Didn't want dark on that one. I think 3 colors is complex enough. And if I make a mistake and I create patterns, there's no problem. I can always paint over things after they've dried. So even if I make all of these bricks in the same area, all the same color, which I'm intentionally doing right now, I can come back and I can fix that later, or I can fix it immediately. Let's get this in the groove. So all 5 of these bricks are kind of looking the same, but with a little bit of addition of the other color. A light dusting there. I think I'll just leave those because I want to have some randomness. I'm not going to commit to anything yet. Have any really dark bricks yet, so maybe I'll make some a little darker. Well, I'm not darkening up one that I don't want to dark. A lot of different ways you can approach it, and no single way is right or wrong, but I could lay out some that I want to be a little darker. Put a couple together. Think about my distance between dark ones. There can be some that are more predominantly the one color and not be a blend of the three at all. We're going to be doing some spatter texture on this later, so I can add more texture later as needed. There is no one correct way of doing brick. There are dozens and dozens of ways. I'm just choosing to use the sponges. You could do this with brushes. You could use other techniques. I'm trying to get a basic brick pattern and get some texture on the bricks in one pass. As I'm doing it, I'm thinking maybe I should have used my three colors and just sort of laid out another base coat in the three colors and then come back and added in the texture on top of that so I could get my pattern all squared away first. There's a lot of different ways. But it is always more fun to have something with 3 dimensions in it, the way these extruded bricks do. That makes it a little bit easier to do a convincing brick. The designer has asked for this to be aged, but I need to get the brick kind of down and set out before I can go to weather it and take it down. So my colors are probably all brighter than what the designer will want in the final product, but that's okay, because at least if I'm brighter, I have somewhere to go. If I'm too muted, then I have to bring all the colors up, and sometimes that's harder to do you end up starting all over and painting from scratch again. Gotta be aware of my patterns. If I'm starting to put two bricks together that are dark and two bricks there that are dark, I gotta be conscious that I'm not doing that. I don't think I've done this yet. I haven't done this pattern anywhere yet. Or maybe I have and I'm not seeing it just now. Gotta think about the distances that I'm doing between the different colors and patterns. And make sure that those also end up being random and irregular enough. My technique's kind of evolving as I'm going. So after I've kind of dragged in and streaked in the bricks, that's when I need to get my texture coat, my sponge coat, sponge mixture, and sort of break up some of those streaks. Whether it's cover up some of the brown a little bit, make the browns a little bit irregular. Sometimes you pick that color up and it carries over into the other bricks. I'll come back with the brown. The brown's really dominant. So if I bring that brown in here, it's going to quickly change the whole landscape. Some of my bricks are drying up already, and if I do some dry brushing on top of that, it's going to behave differently than if I did it while it was wet. So I get a lot of different options here depending on when I hit the bricks and how I hit them. Looking around for any drips or spots or anything that just doesn't look natural. Things are bleeding into each other where they shouldn't be, because the sponges are big and bulky and might have gotten in where I didn't want them or spread over onto other bricks. I might have dripped some paint in there when my wet sponges were there. But otherwise than that, I think that I'm pretty happy with this as the next level brick base coat. I don't see any streaky lines where I've been dragging, except maybe right there. The designer is going to want this to be aged and weathered, a little bit more grayed out. I'm going to do some spatter techniques to break it up even more. And then I'm also going to, there's supposed to be some smoke damage at the top part over here, or the top part is over there. Supposed to be some smoke damage at the top part, sort of bleeding down, like maybe the building roof burnt in and it scorched the top of the bricks. So we'll be doing that on the next stages once all this dries.